You know that feeling. Every single morning, it hits you. It's not like the sun or the smell of coffee bring, it's just noise.
Right.
This immediate flood of emails, messages, notifications, deadlines. Everyone needs something, your attention, your time, your energy, sometimes before you've even properly woken up. And just like that, boom. Before your feet hit the floor, it feels like this heavy weight has just kind of landed on your shoulders.
Yeah.
Stress just arrives.
Mm-hmm. It really does. Like you've picked up this invisible heavy bag the second you opened your eyes.
Exactly. And some days, okay, you can manage it. You shift it around, keep moving, navigate the day. But then there are those other days. We all have them where it feels like way too much.
Yeah.
Crushing almost. You just can't shake it off. And still, we just keep pushing through, don't we? Because somewhere along the line, we've told ourselves, well, this is just life now. This much stress, it's unavoidable, normal.
We really have normalized it, haven't we?
We have, but what if? What if that's not quite right? What if there are actual practical things you can do, ways to loosen that grip even a little bit, to genuinely lighten that daily load? Imagine finding real moments of calm, in the middle of all the chaos. Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. We're exploring the ideas from our source material, releasing the grip of daily stress. The mission, to find some practical, accessible ways to do just that, to find a bit of peace right where you are.
It's a great mission and timely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, when we talk stress, usually the picture that comes to mind is just negative, this big bad thing. But here's something interesting from the source. It's not always bad. Stress actually has two sides.
That's such a critical point. The source really lays it out well. In small doses, stress actually helps us. It serves a purpose. Think of it like good stress, maybe. Eustress, they call it sometimes. It's that feeling you get before a big talk or when you're learning something tricky. Keeps you sharp, motivated. It's basically our built-in fight-or-flight system kicking in, preparing us, giving us that little edge we need for a challenge. It's a natural alarm.
Okay, yeah. That initial burst, that alertness that makes sense, like getting ready for action. But the issue, and the source really drives this home, is when that alarm just never turns off. When that helpful short-term stress becomes chronic, constant, always on, that's when it starts doing damage. More harm than good. It makes us feel tired all the time, really impatient, weirdly forgetful, like constant brain fog,
Exactly.
We're talking serious impacts. It messes with our sleep, our health in general, our relationships. It even steals our joy. It kind of drains the color out of life day after day.
Yeah.
And often, we don't fully clock it happening.
And what's maybe the trickiest part? The source points this out too. We get so used to this constant tension, that tightness in your shoulders, clenched jaw, mind racing. It becomes the background noise. We actually forget what being truly calm feels like. That baseline of peace, it just fades. This low-level stress becomes the new normal. Like living near a busy road, eventually you just stop hearing the traffic.
Wow, stop hearing the traffic. That really hits home. Like we develop this stress blindness. So, okay, how do we start to unravel this? The source isn't saying, drop everything and run for the hills.
Although some days.
Right, some days that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
But no, it's about practical steps, things you could do. Start small right here, right now. And the very first step, it sounds almost too simple, but it's huge. Breathe.
It does sound simple.
Yeah. But think about it. When you get stressed, what's the first thing that changes, often without you even noticing? Your breathing. It gets shallow, fast, almost imperceptible sometimes. But that keeps your body stuck in that fight or flight gear. It's telling your system, danger, stay alert, even when you're just, dealing with emails.
Exactly. And the science behind it, which the source touches on, is fascinating. Deep, slow, intentional breathing. It can actually reset your nervous system. It's not just taking a deep breath randomly, it's the rhythm. The source mentions techniques like maybe inhaling slowly through your nose, say for a count of 3, holding for 3, then really slowly breathing out through your mouth. Doing that actually stimulates something called the vagus nerve.
The vagus nerve, okay.
Yeah, it's basically the main line to your body's rest and digest system, your calming system. So when you do that slow rhythmic breathing, you're sending a direct signal to your brain. Okay, stand down. False alarm. It's a direct physiological switch. You can feel your heart rate slow, muscles relax, thoughts quiet down, sometimes in just a minute or 2.
That's incredible. Such a small action, such a big physical effect, which leads us right into step 2. Notice, this one feels tricky because we're so good at just pushing through, telling ourselves, I'm fine, even when we're totally knotted up inside. Our body knows, but our mind's trying to ignore it. The source talks about scanning yourself. What does that really mean in practice?
It's about developing more internal awareness, body awareness, what the source might call a body scan. So instead of the automatic, I'm fine, you pause, you actually check in. Specifically, like, are my shoulders hiked up towards my ears right now? Is my jaw tight? Am I grinding my teeth? Is there that knot in my stomach? Is my mind just buzzing, jumping all over the place? Am I holding my breath? Just noticing these signs, acknowledging them without judging them. Oh yeah, my shoulders are tight. That's the essential first move. You can't really change something if you don't even realize it's happening, right? Awareness is key.
That makes sense. You need the flashlight to see in the dark room. Okay, so breathe intentionally. Notice the signs. Then step 3, move. The source says stress literally lives in your body. It shows up as physical tension, this sort of restless energy that needs to go somewhere.
Yeah, and the great thing is, you don't need to suddenly become an athlete. This isn't about hitting the gym for hours unless you want to. The source really stresses that even small bits of movement count. And it's not just about stretching tight muscles. There's a chemical thing happening too. Movement helps your body process and clear out those stress hormones, cortisol, adrenaline, the stuff that makes you feel wired and anxious.
Ah, okay. So moving helps flush them out.
Exactly. So stretching your arms way up high, a quick walk outside, putting on a song and just shaking it out for a few minutes, even just vigorously shaking your arms and legs. Anything to get the blood flowing and muscles working. It helps release that stored tension and literally helps clear out those stress chemicals you might be carrying around without realizing.
I like that just move doesn't have to be complicated. Okay, that brings us to step 4. And I think this one is massive for so many of us today. Set boundaries. The source points to a huge, kind of sneaky stressor, saying yes too much, agreeing to stuff when we're already swamped, putting everyone else's needs first.
This step is basically about giving yourself permission. Permission to say no. It sounds simple, but it can feel really hard. It's an act of, self-preservation. The source really hammers this. Protect your time. Log off when you're done with work. Take real breaks. Prioritize rest. It uses that analogy, You cannot pour from an empty cup.
That's such a good one. So true.
Right. Your energy, mental, emotional, physical, it's not infinite. If you keep giving without refilling, you just burn out. It's inevitable. And if saying no feels really uncomfortable, the source suggests trying softer ways first. Things like, let me check my schedule and get back to you. Or, thanks for thinking of me, but my plate's full right now. It's about guarding your resources. It's not selfish. It's essential for staying healthy and effective long term.
Guarding your resources. I like that framing. It feels less like letting someone down and more like managing your own capacity. Okay, so we've got breathe, notice, move, set boundaries. Step 5 is about choosing what you focus on. This tackles that feeling of just being totally overwhelmed, too many problems, too many demands, everything screaming for attention at once.
Absolutely. Our attention is finite. It's a limited resource. And in this age of constant information, it's so easy for our brains to get stuck focusing on the negatives, the worries, all the things we should be doing. This step is about consciously deciding where to point that limited spotlight of attention. Not everything needs your full focus right now. Not every problem needs solving today. So when you feel that overwhelm washing over you, the source suggests pausing and asking, okay, out of everything swirling around, what really needs my focus today? What's the one thing? It's about actively practicing letting the smaller stuff go. Maybe it'll sort itself out. Maybe it just doesn't need your mental energy right now. You don't have to carry it all. It's a choice to lighten your own mental load.
Choosing what to carry. That feels powerful. Okay, so as we start to wrap this up, it feels important to say something. Trying these steps, bringing them into your life, it's not like flipping a switch, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean stress just vanishes overnight. You won't suddenly become totally zen.
That's such a vital point, and the source acknowledges it too. Some days are just going to be heavy. That's reality. And sometimes, even when you're trying your best with breathing or boundaries, stress will sneak back in. It'll grab hold again. That doesn't mean you failed. It just means you're, well, human. The real aim, according to the source, isn't zero stress that's probably impossible and maybe not even desirable, remembering that good stress. It's more about intentionally creating moments. Moments of calm, space to breathe, giving yourself permission to slow down, building resilience, finding your way back to balance a bit quicker each time.
Because you deserve that. We all do, even on the absolute busiest days. So we've covered quite a bit today, understanding that stress has two sides it can push us. But chronic stress really wears us down. And we explored those 5 really practical steps. Breathe, notice, move, set boundaries, choose your focus. It's all about practical ways to loosen that grip, rooted in self-care and really self-compassion.
Small steps, big impact potentially.
So tonight, when you finally get to rest your head, maybe try this. It's a powerful image from the source material. Take one deep breath and let it out. Feel the weight you've been carrying start to slip away. You don't have to hold it all. You're allowed to let go.
That's a lovely thought to end the day on.
It really is. And maybe as you're drifting off, just think, which of these ideas, these steps, really clicked with you? Is there one small thing you could try, maybe even starting tonight, to just lighten your load a little? Thank you for taking this deep dive with us, exploring these simple yet pretty powerful ideas that hopefully can make a real difference in easing that daily grind.